Are you feeling like a victim to what's going on around the world? Are you feeling like a victim to your circumstances, maybe even to your life, what's going on? Let's talk about it. This is by design. This is not by accident, okay? This is something that comes from outside of yourself to start. We are all born perfect sovereign beings without any programs downloaded. And by the time we get into school, we are starting to now learn who we are, who we're not, what our belief system should be, how we're supposed to show up in the world, and how to conform. And through our life, many people fall into victim mode. And this is by design. Today, I'm going to show you how this happens and where it comes from, and how you can break the victim mode and start experiencing something else in your life and feel like you can take control of your life and your situation. Okay, I channel groups of cosmic beings. When I clear my throat, when I channel a lot, I channel groups of cosmic beings that are here to help us on our human journey. And my day job is channeling soul contracts, reasons for your experiences, what you're meant to be doing, your mission and purpose, all kinds of things. You can visit my website for that. But one of the things I've been channeling quite a bit over the last few years as I'm serving people all over the world is victim mode. We have been taught to be in victim mode. When we're in victim mode, we don't remember who we are. We're souls in human body having an experience. Our souls live on forever. Our souls already had many lifetimes. We are giving our power away when we're in victim mode. We don't make choices that benefit ourselves, and we live our life not in the way that our soul intends us to. We live our life from the place of what the system wants us to do. How does this happen? It happens from the TV. This is a TV. This is buildings blowing up on TV. As you can see all around the world, there's so much imploding right now. Weather events. There are many countries are rising up. So if you're watching the news, you're going to feel like you're a victim to your circumstances, okay? This is by design. I have a whole bunch of videos about each one of these things individually, but we're not going to get into that in this video. We start out in school. Look at these kids, how unhappy they are. I'm not an artist, bear with me. How unhappy they are. They're being told to conform. We don't even realize when we're in school that we're being told to conform. These groups of beings that I channel, they tell me that the 4 systems of control that are collapsing: political finance, or banking and finance, political structures, Western meds, education, which they say is the most corrupt. This is where they get you. We all know now, I think it's pretty common knowledge, but by the age of 7, a big part of who your character is, who you are, is already installed. Well, guess what? Kids are now going to preschool at 2-3 years old sometimes, and by 5 years old, you're in kindergarten. These are the most formidable years. By the time you're 18, you have been 100% programmed to what the system wants you to believe, okay? That you are a victim to your circumstances. You must do and be a certain way in order to conform, in order to survive, in order to make money to pay your bills, right? How else does it happen? Well, you feel like you're stuck. These people have their briefcases going to work. You feel like you're stuck in the rat race. Well, I have to keep working. I've got the 401k carrot dangling down the road, right? I've got retirement plan. They keep you in the system till you're 65 or older. And then maybe you have a couple of crumbs to go travel. Okay, this is the majority of people. Now, many people have broken the mold. But this is the majority of people in Western society, okay? So these people, now they feel like they're a victim to their circumstance. How are they going to get out? How are they going to get out of the rat race? When you're a victim, again, you lose your empowerment. You don't even realize that you can make different choices. You don't even realize that it's your mindset that's creating a lot of this in your life, okay? We're a victim here. This is the best I can do, because I can't talk about this here, but this is the medical system, okay? We're a victim to, we're not taught that worry, anxiety, fear, actually create disease. When I'm channeling for people, I have a lot of clients with serious health issues, and when I'm channeling for them, I'm shown where it came from. And I'm shown that they have sometimes since childhood, they've been living in deep fear. It's created disease, it's created tumors, it's created skin issues, or they've been living in high worry and anxiety because of their children or their family or their own life. Those things create disease in our body, but we're not taught that, because if we were taught that if we made different choices in our life, we would have a different health situation, then the system could not benefit, right? So now we're victims to our health as well. When we are in victim mode, we're disconnected from our higher self. Your higher self is always guiding you. It's always guiding you. And The way for you to hear your higher self is when you're in a high vibration. When you're in a low vibration, you literally feel disconnected from your higher self. A lot of people, I channel for a lot of people who are struggling with addiction, or their family or children struggle with addiction. It's a very spiritual thing from what I've been shown. Addiction sometimes comes from, a numbing. You want to numb certain things. You want to, sometimes people disconnect from their gifts through addiction. We're not taught we have gifts, so we don't know what's happening to us. Being disconnected from higher self can come through addiction as well. Of course, those things are readily available for us all over the place, because when we're disconnected from our higher self, we're not hearing our higher self's guidance, which is going to always direct us to our highest timeline. You have multiple timelines at any given time. I just posted some timeline videos in the last week. Go check those out, where I break it out very, very in layman's terms, what's going on all day long. You're popping in and out of timelines. If we can stay in victim mode and we disconnect from our higher self, we stay on a low timeline, which is going to manifest more of what we don't want. Okay, when you're in a low vibration from victim mode, you attract other low vibe experiences. So do you want to have more abundance? You want better health? You want freedom, time freedom? You want to be able to travel? You want to spend time with your family? You don't want to be stuck in a dead-end job that's down here. Well, those things exist up here. The car that you want, the health that you want, the travel time that you want, the abundance that you want, that's up here. When you're vibrating in a low vibration, those things aren't even going to come near you. They're not in the same vibration. Everything's vibration and frequency. We're constantly manifesting in our life. We're always manifesting. We're actually designed to manifest abundance at all times. But are we manifesting abundance in low vibrational things? Are we manifesting abundance in high vibrational things? Where you vibrate is where you're going to manifest. If you want the things up here, you've got to get up here, which means we've got to get out of victim mode. It's no more, who's coming to save us? The political system, the wrong person's in charge of the country, or whatever. Get out of that. Get out of that. That's all designed on purpose to keep you in victim mode. You are giving your power away to an external source to save you or save us, which keeps you in victim mode, which keeps you away from the things that you want. This is by design. It's very simple when you think about it. It's really simple when you realize what's going on here, okay? All right, you get stuck in the same loops. Again, recreating the same experiences. You keep attracting the same people to you, the same types of jobs to you. You keep attracting people who you might feel like are taking advantage of you. I have some clients that I'm thinking about right now. I'm getting reminded that they are givers, they're servants, but we sometimes misconstrue giving and serving with letting ourselves, giving ourselves away. So giving at the expense of our own health, at the expense of ourselves. We're meant to first put ourselves first, create the life that we want, be in a place of joy. Then you can serve from a full cup. When you're repeating loops of things happening to your life over and over that you don't want, it's because we're in victim mode and we're manifesting more of the same thing because we're on a low vibration. It's also a waste of your life. You're giving it to the system. So how many years go by? How many days, weeks, months, years, decades go by where you're stuck in the same position that you were at 15, 20, 25, 35, 45, right? It's because we're stuck in victim mode. It's the only person that can get you out of victim mode is yourself. It's not going to be the job. It's not going to be the partner. It's not going to be the kids. It's not going to be anything besides you looking to raise your frequency. How does that happen? How do we do that? Turn off the news in Hollywood and anything on social media bringing you down. Are you following creators that, okay, I'm getting reminded here. I posted a video a few weeks ago about a girl that was talking about how she went to go interview for she's an actress, and she went to go and interview for an acting role. And they were casting people to play fake people on social media in order to get views so they can make money. And I started seeing them, I started noticing, I started realizing who they were. There's actually, he's adorable, he presents himself as very adorable. There's this guy in another country that's really, really happy, always really, really happy. He's created a certain persona for himself that he's getting hundreds of thousands of views. He's making money from just presenting this persona, and it's a social media persona. I also have seen many people recently starting to post on, they found their dad or their partner was on Tinder, short little videos. I found my dad on Tinder, or I found my husband, my boyfriend on Tinder, and they're very anonymous videos, but short videos, and they're getting hundreds of thousands of views and comments. They're making money. These are not real people. They're not real stories. So if you're following people that are not bringing to your life, if you're not learning something positive, if you're not enhancing your life, it's time to turn it off. It's sucking your energy and time on purpose to keep you in the system. I know self-control can be hard, but this takes self-control and courage, okay, and willpower. All right, get out in nature. Change your circumstances. Change the job. You're not stuck. Change the relationships. Set boundaries. Change your circumstances. If you have to move like I did, I moved out of the city into the forest. I downgraded my whole life, moved out to the forest. I cannot tell you the difference it made in my life. It completely changed my life. Did I want to leave all my friends and family? Not really, but I now would never go back. I wouldn't, I don't even look back. I can't imagine myself ever going back. I would now go deeper if I can into the forest. So change your circumstances. Like how important are those physical things that you have? How important are they? What are they doing for you? You can change your circumstances. Only you can do that. Experience more joy. Start picking up a hobby. Listen to high vibe music. Turn off Hollywood-based music. And then create a gratitude journal. When you start looking around, every day I wake up and I look around and I name the things that I'm grateful for. When you start identifying the things that you're grateful for, it will raise your vibration. You start noticing other things that you're grateful for. In fact, there was a quote that before I even woke up, I had it on the wall. I'm being reminded by, I'm always channeling. They reminded me that I had a quote on my wall at work that said, 10, 15 years ago, that said, in a nutshell, because it's a long quote, it says, be grateful. If you don't appreciate what you have, you're never going to have enough. But grateful for what you have, you will always have more. And that's the mindset. When you look around and see what we don't have, or the things that are happening in the world that we don't like happening in the world, because a lot of it's orchestrated. If you're watching the news, it's not real, okay? But when you notice the things you don't like, you're going to notice even more things you don't like. When you start having gratitude for the things that you have, you're going to start noticing more of that. Again, it's our higher self. We are constantly manifesting abundance in wherever we're vibrating. All right, I hope this helps. I would love to hear your experiences around any of these things. What are you going to do to shift your vibration? And join the New Earth Collective. We do these things together. We've got monthly masterclasses on topics like mission and purpose, your gifts, expanding your gifts. We have small group breakout sessions on these live calls, and we also have a whole section where you can communicate and collaborate within specific themes. I have a video, several videos on my page about this, and one of them is pinned, so you can go look behind the scenes and visit my website to see more information. Doors open May 15th, close May 24th for founding members to build. Let's do this together, all right? I'll see you inside.